2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 14. The Bible enjoins us that we continue. Amen. Let us continue in the things that we have learned. Amen. Continue. Somebody say continue. The reward is in continuing. Let your own story not be once upon a time I used to serve God, I used to worship. Let your own story not be once upon a time I was hot on for God. Get the fire back. Somebody say, get the fire back. Because what these times are meant to do is to fan you cold. Fan you cold spiritually. That the things of God doesn't excite you once again. That you begin to question what is in it serving God. So Paul is enjoining us to continue. Somebody said continue. Praise be to the name of the Lord. Let's not begin to stop for rest. People who stop for rest soon find themselves in trouble. There is no spiritual vacation in spiritual matters. There is no going on holiday. When men stop to rest, to take life easy on spiritual things, they soon get into trouble. Is somebody listening to me? Open your scriptures with me to 1 Kings chapter 13. 1 Kings chapter 13. I read from verse 11. Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel, and his sons came and told him all the works that the man of God had done that day in Bethel, the words which he had spoken unto the king. Them they told also to their father. And their father said unto them, what way went he? For his sons had seen what way the man of God went, which came from Judah. And he said unto his sons, saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon, and went after the man of God, and found him sitting under an oak. And he said unto him, art thou the man of God that came from Judah? And he said, I am. Then he said unto him, come home with me and eat bread. And he said, I may not return, nor go in with thee, neither will I eat bread, nor drink water with thee in this place. For it was said to me by the word of the Lord, thou shalt eat no bread, nor drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way thou camest. And he said unto him, I am a prophet also, as thou art. And an angel spake unto me by the word of the Lord, saying, Bring him back with thee into thine house, and that he may eat bread and drink water. But he lied unto him. So he went back with him, and did eat bread in the house, and drank water. And it came to pass, as they sat at the table, that the word of the Lord came unto the prophet that brought him back. And he cried unto the man of God that came from Judah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, For as much as thou hast disobeyed the mouth of the Lord, and hast not kept the commandment which the Lord thy God commanded thee, but camest back, and hast eaten bread, and drunk water in the place of the which the Lord did say to thee, Eat no bread, and drink no water, thy carcasses shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy fathers. Look up. I want to believe the background story is well known to many of us who are reading the Bible. There's a time when King Jeroboam was on the throne, and we were told that he brought Israel into much idolatry. And so they had all manner of altars dedicated to strange gods in Israel. And God was so unhappy with the status quo in Israel. But perhaps looking around, he couldn't find a voice to raise against the altars in Bethel. Because, like we can see here, there was an old prophet in the city. If the old prophet in the city was doing what he was supposed to do, God wouldn't need to go way out of the city now looking out for a prophet to come and do a job in the city. Are you with me? Well, the younger prophet got brought into the city, did his assignment. He prophesied against the altars of Bethel. And having finished what he was supposed to do, was now going back on his way. Now, before he came into Bethel, God had enjoined him, don't you eat food when you get there. In fact, don't you drink water. And when you get there and accomplish the assignment, don't you go back the same way that you got there. And God commanded obedience. Praise be to the name of the Lord. And having done what he was supposed to do, with the backing of God and miracles performed and all of that, well, the sons of the older prophet, they were area boys. You know, area boys, they hang around where things are happening in town. So they must have come and seen American Wonder performed by one small prophet. And they came back home to their father to report what has happened. And we were told that the older prophet saddled an ass and went after this young prophet. May God deliver us from people that are coming after you without your knowing. He went after the younger prophet, and his aim was to sabotage his ministry. His aim was to cause this younger man of God wrath of God. That's where we are reading from. He got to the man of God and said, God had told me. Is somebody listening to me? Because I want us to be wary of all of this. God said. He said, God said to me, come and eat bread. Come and drink water. Am I not a prophet like you are? I saw an angel speak to me. Now that's how the younger prophet was beguiled to his death. Listen to me. Let us focus for a moment on the senses of the younger prophet. One, well, because God must have told him, don't eat bread, don't drink water. As you go on this assignment, I want to believe that hunger must have been part of his problem at this point in time, okay? And well, he's been on assignment the day before, and now it's fairly late. I want to believe he needed some well-deserved rest. He stopped to rest. I want to believe also that he's open, to hearing instructions from God. So now here is, suppose, an older prophet bringing word, and like he said, from God. Now that was his situation. So I want to see a man that, circumstances and situation of his life has prepared him for failure. Are you listening to me? He was hungry. He was weary from many travels and ministry. And so he stopped to rest. But the devil was preparing for him. Even an earlier temptation, because immediately after he finished what he was doing in Bethel, the king himself invited him over. All right? Let's go to my house. I'll give you a reward. All right? I'll give you food. And we were told the younger prophet, he was still informed and resisted that temptation. But like I said to you, the devil does not come once. Okay? And that, you succeeded yesterday and resisted the temptation does not mean, you still will not come to face class the next day. You see, that is the purpose that we cannot afford to call a holiday in this fight.